disaster, but there is only one time when it is born. You and I are alive at this moment. This isn't the language of exposition. It's the language of rapture. The Cult of the Amateur. I'm all for seeking transcendence, whether it's by going to Sunday Mass or sitting at the feet of the Maharishi or gazing into the pixels of a liquid crystal display. One gathers one's mana where one can. And if there is a higher consciousness to be found, then by all means, let's get elevated. My problem is this. When we view the web in religious terms, when we imbue it with our personal yearning for transcendence, we can no longer see it objectively. By necessity, we have to look at the net as a moral force, not as a collection of inanimate hardware and software cobbled together by imperfect human beings. No decent person wants to worship an amoral conglomeration of technology. And so all the things that Web 2.0 represents, participation, collectivism, virtuality, amateurism, become unarguably good things, things to be nurtured and applauded, emblems of progress toward enlightenment. But is it really so? Is there a counter-argument to be made? Might, on balance, the practical effect of Web 2.0 on society and culture be bad, not good? To see Web 2.0 as a moral force is to deafen oneself to such questions. Let me bring the discussion down to a brass tack. If you read anything about Web 2.0, you'll inevitably find praise heaped upon Wikipedia as a glorious manifestation of the age of participation. Wikipedia is an open-source encyclopedia. Anyone who wants to contribute to its construction can add an entry or edit an existing one. Tim O'Reilly says that Wikipedia marks a profound change in the dynamics of content creation, a leap beyond the Web 1.0 model of Britannica Online. To Kevin Kelly, Wikipedia shows how the web is allowing us to pool our individual brains into a great collective mind. It's a harbinger of the machine. In theory, Wikipedia is a beautiful thing. It has to be a beautiful thing if the web is leading us to a higher consciousness. In reality, Wikipedia isn't very good at all. Certainly it's useful. I consult it all the time to get a quick gloss on a subject. But at a factual level, it's unreliable, and the writing is often appalling. Take, for instance, this section from Wikipedia's biography of Bill Gates, excerpted verbatim. Gates married Melinda French on January 1, 1994. They have 3 children, Jennifer Catherine Gates, born April 26, 1996, Rory John Gates, born May 23, 1999, and Phoebe Adele Gates, born September 14, 2002. In 1994, Gates acquired the Codex Leicester, a collection of writings by Leonardo da Vinci. As of 2003, it was on display at the Seattle Art Museum. In 1997, Gates was the victim of a bizarre extortion plot by Chicago resident Adam Quinn Pletcher. Gates testified at the subsequent trial. Pletcher was convicted and sentenced in July 1998 to 6 years in prison. In February 1998, Gates was attacked by Noel Godin with a cream pie. In July 2005, he solicited the services of famed lawyer Hesham Foda. According to Forbes, Gates contributed money to the 2004 presidential campaign of George W. Bush. According to the Center for Responsive Politics, Gates is cited as having contributed at least $33,335 to over 50 political campaigns during the 2004 election cycle. Excuse me for stating the obvious, but this is garbage. A hodgepodge of dubious factoids that adds up to something far less than the sum of its parts. And here's Wikipedia on Jane Fonda's life. Her nickname as a youth